know how about you, but I was always wondering, how is it with the Steam algorithm? What you have to do to get your game promoted? Some people were telling me that I need to hit 1000 wishlists before release, or I need to hit 5000 wishlists at least. Some people keep telling me that I need to have 10 reviews or 100 reviews. And what you really need to do to get your game promoted? That was always a mystery to me, to AJ. We were trying out different things, but we had no idea, to be honest, what's really working. We are in a little bit different place, better place right now, because we already released 2 games and we could actually come to some conclusions. But when we were starting, we always wondered what's going on with all the algorithm, because we could see some games that had like a random spike on a Steam database and we had no idea how they did it, what they did it. We thought maybe it's some YouTube promotion, they got like some kind of viral short or reels on Instagram. But to be honest, we also did have spikes on our Steam database that is visible, you can also see it. So now I will do something I always wanted people to do. I will tell you why we had those spikes. And also I will tell you about our theory we have after those 2 releases and the theory that we want to check if it's correct with our recent project. So watch till the end because we are on to something if it comes to the Steam algorithm. So with our first game, we basically had our release when we have something about 600 wishlists. So definitely it was a lot of people who wanted to play our game, but if it comes to the information we could find on the internet, it wasn't even 1000 wishlists, so we had no idea if it's going to work basically. But after hitting 10 reviews, and that is very important thing, we really didn't know and we couldn't find that piece of information anywhere. So the reviews that were important to Steam were only the reviews purchased directly. So no reviews from some kind of Steam keys, from some kind of giveaways. Pretty much you had to reach at least 10 reviews from people who actually bought your game to make the algorithm work. Because when we hit those 10 reviews, we just immediately got the spike. Immediately our game got more followers. For a few days it was like getting more attention, and that was pretty much the best moment for our game if it comes to the selling part, if it comes to the purchases. And we were pretty much surprised, but after that moment we realized that it is important to have reviews. Not only because of course you have some feedback from the review, but if it comes to the algorithm. After that moment we thought, okay, so how amazing it would be to have a lot of wishlists and also those 10 reviews, at least 10 reviews of course. And we could check it out in our second production. Our second game had about 5000 wishlists during the release date. And we pretty much thought that it will be spectacular. You know, that something is going to change, something will be much better. And to our surprise, we did get the spike from the very first day when we hit the release button. But that spike was pretty much the same as the spike from the previous game, only after hitting those 10 reviews. And we started to think, wait, is it really like that? 5000 wishlists, if it comes to the Steam algorithm, is pretty much the same as getting 10 reviews from directly purchased on Steam. Because we also did hit 10 reviews, obviously. We hit those 10 reviews on our second game, but we didn't get like another spike after that. So we had a feeling that it's something like those 5k wishlists guaranteed as the spike before those 10 reviews, so at the very first day. And it was really, really cool. But at the end, we basically had very similar results. Because with the first game and with the second game, we had like most of the purchases in our first month when, if it comes to the first game, we had those 10 reviews, and in the second game, we got those 5k wishlists during the release date. Yeah, so that's the moment when we are thinking, is it really that important to have that amount of wishlists? I really know that it's a little bit different when you have, I don't know, 100,000 wishlists. during your release date. But you know, when you are indie game developer and you are doing your first game, your first project, it's basically really difficult to you to encourage 5,000 people to just be interested in your game. Very often it's just impossible for someone. However, I think it's way more possible to encourage 10 people to actually write a review when they bought the game. And right now we are moving on to our theory. Our theory is that you don't really need to focus on the wishlists if you are not going to hit like some sick amount of wishlists anyway. Maybe you just need to focus on reviews. And that is our third project. Our third project is pretty much our new game. We are going to release in less than 2 weeks right now, on 14th November. Keep that date in mind because we really need your help to conduct the experiment. We basically are going to release a game with pretty much no wishlist. I mean, I know that we will have some of them and we are extremely grateful that some people decided to wishlist our game, but we are definitely not going to hit 1k wishlist. So the point is to check if those 10 reviews are really that important, because in our first game we did have some amount of wishlists. For example, we crossed the line of 500 wishlists, so maybe that was it. I really can't wait to share with you guys how the algorithm worked with basically no wishlist at all at the beginning, and what happened when we did get those 10 reviews. So I would like to really ask you for that when the game is released, you know, just to give it a try and to write a review if you like it, or you can say that you didn't like it, but in a review on Steam. That will be very important to us. And we are going to share the conclusions of our experiment. How did it work? We want to share with you guys if our theory was correct or not. If it comes to the game itself, because it's not like I'm asking you to buy some, I don't know, expensive piece of not very good game. We are really proud of the game. To be honest, it's much better than we thought it could be, because it's basically our side project. We are not letting down of our other projects. It's more like 1 month project of a short game, so it will be definitely cheaper. If you want to know, it also will have the launch discount during the release date, so you might really want to keep in mind the 13th November. If it comes to the game itself, we are really proud of it. It's a parkour game. We were doing such a game for the first time, but we did use some mechanics from our previous games. So the game actually looks really polished, and I think we really did a good job, honestly. However, parkour is not the only thing you can do in the game. You can also craft some items, for example, a grappling gun. I always wanted to have a grappling gun in a parkour game. I mean, how cool is that, to have a grappling gun? It's like a Attack on Titan mode on. I don't know, is it just me who wanted to try grappling gun mechanic in real life? How cool is it to have an ability to just catch the wall like Mikasa in Attack on Titan? I just love it, to be honest. And I'm super hyped about that exact mechanic in our game. However, we have more. For example, you also have campfires, or you can create some external blocks to help you cheat a little bit if it comes to your parkour adventure. However, the resources are limited, so probably you don't want to waste the box or, I don't know, a campfire in some useless places or a noob level, because I can tell you that, you know, champion level, it's really hard. And I wonder if you can beat our time. Right now we can reach the top under 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean AJ can, I can't actually. Which is pretty fast. But he was also creating the map, so he might know it a little bit better. Also, the game is around the popular meme right now. It's like a chicken or beef meme on the internet. When you are in a parkour civilization, when every purchases you can get or your social status is basically based on your parkour skills. And beef jump is like a 2 blocks jump, when the chicken jump is like a 1 block jump. So no one's ever jump for beef in the parkour civilization. However, in our game probably you want to try jumping for beef or jumping at all. I can guarantee you that it's not just me asking you to buy some random stuff and give us a review, but it's pretty much our experiment we want to conduct and tell you about the results. But also, I can say it with confidence that we are giving you a really good game. I just can't wait for you to tell us how do you feel about it, how do you like the game. Also, if you would like to see some devlog from the game development of the game, because it might be pretty interesting how we managed to make that game in just 1 month, because it was just 1 month. I already told you that we did use some mechanics from Survivaluck, for example, but you know, there are always some shortcuts we can share with you. I just can't wait to see you guys playing the game and having fun in it. As always, the game is in the description of the video, so go there, hit the wishlist, and just let us know on 14th November what do you think about the game. See you!